All right, are you ready to peek into the future of civil engineering? Because today we're doing a deep dive into a YouTube podcast, and this one's called Engineer Your Future.
Yeah.
And trust me, you're going to want to take notes on this one.
Yeah.
This episode basically lays out exactly what it takes to be a successful civil engineer in 2025.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, things are getting pretty exciting. Sustainability, cutting edge tech, and even a little bit of coding.
Oh, yeah. This is a good one.
Are you ready to build your blueprint for success?
I am.
Okay, great.
I think what I found so fascinating about this one was how they really emphasize the importance of both traditional knowledge and futuristic skills.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just be a master bridge builder anymore. You have to be tech savvy too.
Yeah, they actually said that a solid foundation in the basics like math, physics, design, that is still totally essential.
Yeah.
But then they hit us with, okay, now add BIM to the mix.
Oh, yeah.
Building information modeling. For anyone listening who hasn't encountered that yet, it's basically designing a whole skyscraper virtually before you lay even a single brick.
Right.
That's a game changer.
Yeah, it's becoming the industry standard now, so it's a must.
Oh, for sure.
And if we zoom out a little bit, we're seeing that kind of tech integration across all industries.
Yeah.
Not even just civil engineering. It's all about efficiency and innovation and just staying ahead of the curve.
Oh, speaking of staying ahead of the curve, did you catch the part about coding skills?
Yeah.
For civil engineers?
What?
Python and MATLAB are showing up on construction sites now.
It's true.
Wild.
It makes sense when you think about it. AI and data analysis are changing everything.
Yeah.
Even how we build bridges and skyscrapers.
Totally.
Imagine using algorithms to optimize traffic flow in a city or predict structural weaknesses before they even happen. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, but back to real-world applications. Remember Ava's story about her brother landing his dream job because of a LED certification?
Oh, yeah.
That's not just a random anecdote. That's a clue for you. Sustainable building practices are in high demand right now.
For sure.
Think green building design, renewable energy, all that good stuff. Employers are looking for engineers who can create buildings that work with the environment, not against it.
Yeah. It's not even a trend anymore. It's a necessity.
Right.
Climate change is forcing everyone to rethink how we design and build.
Yeah.
And civil engineers are at the forefront. So that's where you come in. Having that sustainability knowledge can really be your ticket to those sought-after jobs.
Totally. It's like a secret weapon on your resume.
Yeah.
So add sustainability expert right next to BIM master and coding whiz on that resume. But let's talk about the tech takeover that's happening in construction.
Oh, yeah.
This podcast made it sound like a scene straight out of a sci-fi movie.
They weren't kidding.
Break it down for me. How are they using drones? I mean, beyond just cool aerial shots.
Oh, so much more. Picture this. You're building a bridge. Instead of sending a team out for days to survey the site, you send a drone.
Okay.
It captures high-res images, creates 3D models. It can even analyze the structural integrity of existing structures.
That's wild. It's like having an army of robotic assistants.
Right.
At your command. Okay, and what about using AI for risk analysis?
Oh, that's where things get really interesting. Think about all the data that's involved in a construction project. Weather patterns, soil conditions, traffic flows, nearby structures, all of that. AI can crunch all that data to predict potential problems before they even happen, making your structure safer and more resilient.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So civil engineering is becoming less about brute force and more about brain power.
You could say that. But don't worry, it's not all algorithms and virtual blueprints.
Okay, good.
The podcast hosts made it really clear that essential soft skills are still super important.
Right, things like communication, teamwork, problem solving. You can't just be a tech genius. You've got to be able to work with people too.
Exactly. Ava gave this great example of explaining a complex engineering project to a client who didn't know anything about engineering. And she's like, if you can't communicate clearly, your ideas might never get off the ground no matter how brilliant they are.
So true.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've established that civil engineering in 2025 is this cool blend of high-tech skills, A&D good old-fashioned human skills. But how do you stay ahead in a field that's constantly changing?
That's where networking and lifelong learning come in.
They emphasize this a lot, right? It's not enough to just get your degree and call it a day. You've got to keep learning, going to conferences, joining professional networks.
And consider online courses.
Yeah.
There are so many platforms now where you can learn about everything from smart infrastructure to disaster management. You can learn from world-renowned experts from your couch.
And don't forget internships. They highlighted how valuable those are for gaining experience and making connections.
Yeah. Internships are like a sneak peek into the real world of civil engineering.
Right.
You get to apply what you've learned, learn from experienced professionals, start building your network. It's a must.
It's a must-do. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about the importance of mastering the basics, but also embracing new technology like BIM, AI, and even coding. We've established that sustainability is non-negotiable, and those soft skills are more important than ever.
And staying connected and continuously learning is key. But there's one thing I want to add before we move on.
Okay, so all ears, what is it?
The podcast host talked about the importance of passion, grit, and curiosity.
Yeah,
Those things can't be taught in a classroom,
right.
but they are essential for success.
It's true. You can have all the technical skills in the world, but without that inner fire, you're not going to be able to truly make a difference. It's about being excited to solve problems, to learn new things, to push the boundaries of what's possible.
Exactly. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities and never losing sight of the bigger picture.
It's so true. This isn't just about building bridges and skyscrapers. It's about building a better future for everyone.
Well said. And with that, I think we've reached the end of part 1 of our deep dive.
We've laid a solid foundation, but there's still so much more to explore. Join us in part 2, where we'll dig deeper into the specific challenges and opportunities facing civil engineers in 2025.
Welcome back to the deep dive. In part 1, we talked about those essential skills you need to thrive as a civil engineer in 2025. Now let's kind of shift gears and explore the real-world challenges and the exciting opportunities that are shaping this really dynamic field.
Okay, yeah. Paint me a picture. What's the biggest trend impacting civil engineering right now?
Well, it's the one you hear about everywhere. Urbanization.
Yeah.
Cities are growing at an unprecedented rate, and that means a massive demand for new infrastructure. Roads, bridges, buildings, transportation systems, you name it.
More people, more problems.
No.
Is that what we're saying?
Well, more people, more challenges, for sure.
Okay.
It's not just about building more, it's about building smarter.
Okay.
Think sustainable, efficient, and resilient infrastructure that can handle a growing population without putting a strain on the environment.
So we're not just talking about like bigger cities, we're talking about better cities.
Exactly.
Okay, what kind of smarter infrastructure are we talking about? Give me some examples.
Oh, so many. Imagine vertical cities that minimize sprawl, cutting-edge transportation systems that reduce traffic jams and emissions, buildings that generate their own energy. Like, these are the kinds of solutions civil engineers are working on right now.
It's straight out of a futuristic movie, though.
Right.
It sounds super exciting, but also incredibly challenging.
Absolutely. And then there's the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Climate change. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, shifting weather patterns, all of these have huge implications for how we design and build.
Yeah, it's a sobering thought, knowing that like the choices made today will impact generations to come.
It's true.
So how are civil engineers adapting to these climate-related challenges?
They're on the front lines designing and building climate-resilient infrastructure. Think bridges that can withstand stronger hurricanes, coastal defenses to protect against rising sea levels, and buildings that can adapt to changing temperatures.
It's not just about building something that lasts. It's about building something that can survive and adapt to like whatever Mother Nature throws at it. I'm guessing technology plays a big role here.
You bet. Technology is key to creating more sustainable and resilient infrastructure. Like, for example, imagine sensors embedded in bridges and buildings that provide real-time data on their structural health.
It's like giving our infrastructure a constant checkup.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Okay, what else can technology do?
Oh, so much. Think AI optimizing traffic flow in cities to reduce congestion and emissions, or drones inspecting remote infrastructure, cutting down on those costly and time-consuming site visits.
So civil engineering in the future is this blend of traditional knowledge, cutting-edge technology, and a deep understanding of sustainability.
Precisely. But with all this tech, there's something we can't forget: the human element.
Right. We can't just hand over everything to robots and algorithms, can we?
Not yet.
Okay. So what role does human judgment play in all of this?
It's more important than ever. Technology is a powerful tool, but it's not a replacement for good old-fashioned engineering intuition, ethical decision-making, and the ability to see the bigger picture.
So it's not just about what we build, it's about how we build it.
Exactly. We need to be mindful of the social, economic, and environmental impacts of our work. We can't just create solutions in a vacuum. We need to consider the needs of the communities we serve.
For sure. Okay, so we talked about the big challenges, but what about the opportunities? What are some of the most exciting areas of innovation in civil engineering?
Oh, there are so many. One area that's really taking off is smart cities. Imagine cities that use technology and data to improve the lives of their residents in tangible ways.
Yeah, give me some specifics. What would a smart city actually look like?
Think traffic lights that adjust in real time to optimize traffic flow, smart grids that manage energy consumption more efficiently, sensors that monitor air quality, and alert authorities to potential problems.
So it's about using technology to make cities more livable, more efficient, and more sustainable. What else has you excited?
I'm really fascinated by the advancements in building materials. We're seeing some incredible innovations, self-healing concrete that can repair its own cracks, 3D printed buildings that can be constructed rapidly, and sustainable bio-based materials that are just as strong as traditional options.
So it's like science fiction is becoming reality right before our eyes.
Yeah. It really is. It's an exciting time to be involved in civil engineering. The field is constantly evolving, the challenges are real, but the potential to make a difference is enormous.
So for those listening who are thinking, sign me up, where do they even begin? How can aspiring civil engineers prepare for this dynamic and evolving field?
That's a fantastic question, and it's the perfect segue into part 3 of our deep dive, where we'll explore the educational pathways, career strategies, and mindset shifts you need to succeed in the world of civil engineering in 2025 and beyond. So stay tuned.
All right, welcome back to the deep dive. You've heard about those essential skills and the challenges and the opportunities facing civil engineers in, like 2025. So now in this final part, we're going to map out your path to success in this honestly very exciting field.
Yeah, think of this as your personalized career GPS.
Okay,
We're going to give you the tools and strategies you need to navigate this rapidly changing landscape.
I like that.
Okay.
All right, let's get started. So we talked about technical skills like BIM and coding, but what other skills are crucial for aspiring civil engineers?
Well, it's all about being well-rounded. You need a mix of technical expertise, problem-solving abilities, and those all-important soft skills.
Okay, so you're saying it's not enough to just be a technical whiz.
Exactly. Imagine this. You've designed the most innovative bridge, but you can't explain your vision to the team or the client.
Yeah.
Your ideas won't go anywhere. That's why communication, teamwork, and leadership skills are so vital.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that even in a tech-driven field like civil engineering, you've got to be able to connect with people.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so we got technical skills, soft skills. What else should aspiring engineers be focusing on?
Adaptability.
Okay.
The field is constantly evolving, so being able to learn quickly, embrace change, and solve problems creatively is essential.
Makes sense. You can't just rely on what you learned in school. You've got to be a lifelong learner.
That's the key. The learning never stops. Now let's talk about educational pathways. Traditional university programs are still a great foundation. They give you a strong understanding of the core principles of civil engineering.
Right. But what about options for people who are already working or maybe who prefer to learn outside of a traditional classroom?
Well, online learning is booming right now, and there are tons of amazing courses and certifications in everything from BIM software to sustainable design.
Okay.
You can learn from experts around the world from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah. It's like having a personalized, on-demand university at your fingertips.
Pretty much.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But how do you bridge the gap between, theory and practice?
Internships, my friend, they are gold when it comes to gaining real-world experience and making those all-important industry connections.
Yeah, they're like a test drive for your career.
Yeah.
You get to apply what you've learned, see what it's actually like to work in the field, and maybe even land a job offer.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of networking. Attend industry conferences, join professional organizations like ACE, connect with people on LinkedIn. It's all about building relationships and staying informed about what's happening in the field.
So, to sum it up, the path to success in civil engineering is a mix of solid education, continuous learning, hands-on experience, a strong network. Anything else we should add to the mix?
Well, the podcast hosts had some really inspiring advice that I want to echo here.
Okay.
They talked about the importance of passion, grit, and curiosity.
Yeah, those are the qualities that can't be taught but make all the difference.
Exactly. You have to be excited about solving problems, about pushing the boundaries of what's possible. That's what will set you apart and allow you to create a truly meaningful career.
So, for anyone listening who's feeling inspired to build a better future, remember this. Civil engineering is more than just concrete and steel. It's about creating innovative and sustainable solutions that improve people's lives.
Well said. And as the world faces increasingly complex challenges, the need for talented and passionate civil engineers has never been greater.
That's right. So go out there, embrace those challenges, never stop learning, and build something amazing.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep building a brighter future.